feeling it? Everyone's gonna want to get their hands on this. Welcome to Grip Monkey Studios. My name is Marcos. I'm a professional DP, gaffer, and grip. I've been in the industry for the last 3-4 years, I'd say. So today we're basically trying to create like a futuristic cyberpunk type of micro short film. We're going to kind of show you the steps that we did to actually try to achieve it. And huge shout out to GVM. They sent me their new 300 watt AIO. And just so you know, it's awesome. What we did was we tried to test it out, see how it works, see the build, see the quality. So I'll be honest, the title on this is a little bit clickbaity, but not really. Because the goal of this is to use one professional workhorse of a light and supplement with practicals, and that's what we did. We used just the 300 watt AIO, and everything else you see in this film is practicals. So for the whole setup, basically what we did was we started with the natural light. Naturally, we have daylight coming in from the back, daylight coming in from the front. And I just adjusted the color temperature on the camera to make it more blue. And then from there, we added all our practicals. We added that guy in the back. We added these 2 Chinese lanterns. We have a practical for the little glowing table. And then I found it, this is my girlfriend's house, her basement. And I found this like little Bluetooth speaker that kind of looks like a little lamp, little lighthouse looking thing. And I would just start clicking buttons on it and then it started glowing. And I was like, oh wow, I'll add this in there. So that was pretty fun. And then we also have the little sunset lamps that are being utilized. The other thing with the GVM is it already has a very narrow dish in the front, which is crazy because not a lot of other brands have those big dishes on smaller lights like that. And sometimes you need a very narrow beam, and maybe you don't have a Fresnel. Maybe you don't have a spotlight now. So it comes in very handy. So this is the GVM 300 watt AIO. Beautiful, baby. Slap it. For us specifically, I added a little bit of cinefoil on the top just to cut it out even more because I didn't want the light to spill on the back walls as much. So that's something we did. And basically we just bounced the 300 at the ceiling. The ceilings are white, so it basically just bounced in front of me, kind of giving me a nice little soft ambient light on my face. I didn't want it to be too much. I didn't want it to look sourcey. I wanted it to look natural within the environment that we created. I basically want to make a film that is impossible to create. My idea is to make a cyberpunky, futuristic world centered around like a futuristic mafia organization. Right off the bat, I would need like $100 million, which clearly is not going to happen. But I have high hopes because I tend to be able to create cool looking stuff on almost nothing, budget-wise. So I'm excited to step up to the challenge for this. And this little short is a little proof of concept of that. This guy has this crystal that not a lot of people have access to. It is rare. People want it very badly, but our main character gets a hold of it, and he's an inventor. He does things just a little bit weird. Not a lot of people accept him, but basically he finds this crystal, and in this world, you know, a lot of future technology, stuff like that. Basically, this crystal is almost like an unlimited battery resource, and no one has been able to basically figure it out, you know? and I kind of wanted to add a little bit of like anime elements to it because I love anime, and it's so cool what those artists are able to achieve. So I tried to implement a little bit of that into this, and I think it turned out pretty cool, given my lack of resources and lack of knowledge in a lot of areas. But yeah, so basically he just tries to mess around with it, does little futuristic testing and things, and it's not working for him, and eventually something happens. I'm not going to tell you what, because my feature film, it's coming soon. But yeah, let's talk about the GVM. So I reached out to GVM. They were gracious enough to send me a light to create this video. So thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. And I wanted to limit myself by using only one professional lighting resource. And I think I did a pretty good job. But I mean, you guys can tell me, I don't know. I just like playing with light. You could get a 300 watt for maybe $1,000, maybe more. And GVM is pricing this, I think it's around $300 to $400, which is absolutely insane for the output and the fact that it's bicolor. And I'm just blown away by the fact of how good it is. And people in the industry, you know, they're geeking at me. They're like, oh, you own GVMs? Because I also have a 500 watt that I bought myself, and I absolutely love it. Which, if you want to buy a 500 watt, it's at least $1,200 or whatever. And I got that GVM for like $800 or something like that. Actually, I think I got it for $500 because there was a specific deal going on that GVM had going, which is amazing. Yeah, so people on set, you know, like I'll bring my grip kit, all my Grip Monkey Studios equipment, and they'll be like, wow, you got GVM, like, what are you doing? I'm like, watch me. Just watch. Let's see how the light performs. Oh, it performs the exact same as those higher end brands? Wow. Isn't that interesting? It's just funny to me, you know? It's like you can buy the same light for less money than a named brand. They're same build quality. They have the same bicolor functionalities. They have the same output. I'm telling you, GVM's on top. They're going places. I just want to be a part of the ride. So, hey, GVM, if you guys want to send me a kit, I mean, if you send me a full kit of GVM products and you put me against somebody with $1 million budget and all the best lighting gear, I'm going to win. Plain and simple. Just saying. Yeah, starting off with the build quality, first thing right off the box, definitely not cheap. It has a solid build construction to it, and also it has very quiet fans. That was a kind of question I had, because you know a lot of these brands will have a ballast, and something interesting that GVM did was they removed the ballast. Now, granted, on some sets people like having a ballast because they can quickly, you know, adjust the light while the light's pretty high up, but something very important on set is about speed. And the fact that you're able to set this thing up in like maybe 30 seconds is a win in itself. And also, you don't need a ballast if you have Bluetooth app control, which it does. So you can hoist it all the way up, you know, 15 feet in the air on a combo stand, and you can just adjust it on the GVM app. So it's faster and it's better. I don't know what to tell you. If I was to set up another light with a ballast, which I'm not saying ballasts are bad, they're useful, but it takes like at least a minute and a half, and if you've got to set up 5 or 6 lights, it's going to take that much more time, and then all the other departments are going to be waiting on you. And the last thing you want is for the AD to come up to you guys and be like, gotta go. We gotta shoot in 5. We gotta. And you've only set up half the lights. Not fun. It is not a good feeling. The controls in this are literally so easy. There's one button, and you just use it to rotate. You click, then you can adjust the CCT to whatever color temperature you want. For us, we want it at 2700, the warmest we can go. You click it one more time, then you can pan up to the intensity. You click it one more, then you can adjust the intensity. And then if you want to do anything else, you can just use the GVM Bluetooth app. Yeah, so a lot of the lights that we ended up using were a lot of practicals, right? A lot of light bulbs, and it's kind of hard to control that type of stuff. So for example, right here, this is interesting because we actually made a little contraption. See this? It's a little aluminum can, and then we've got some CTO. CTO changes the color, and then the can controls the light. Boom, controlled. So all in all, for the price, the output, the build quality, I mean, it's not just a budget option. Like, it's a serious tool. No way. We actually found it. Everyone's gonna want to get their hands on this. Oh my gosh. Alright. Let's see how strong you are. Definitely stronger than diamond, that's for sure. Okay. Just don't have any inverters for this. I think. I mean, it's worth a shot. This is where the real test begins. Alright. 3, 2,